The sun shouldn't exist. Actually, no stars should exist, and yet they do. What I'm referring to is the sun and all stars are powered by fusion. When hydrogen gets converted into helium, there's a slight mass difference between the inputs and the outputs, and that mass difference is converted into energy by the process. That energy is what drives every star, what keeps all stars from collapsing into black holes because of gravity. And that process of fusion actually shouldn't happen at the temperatures and energies that it does in stars as we observe. Hydrogen atoms that are getting fused are actually hydrogen nuclei, which are just protons. Protons are positively charged subatomic particles. And if you try to bring two positive charges together, they repel each other because the two positive charges push themselves apart. So there's always like a little bit of deflection that would happen. So they need to be moving really fast. It needs to be very hot and very dense, so that the particles are moving fast enough that they get pushed together before they get deflected by the Coulomb forces. From an energy standpoint, the fusion should almost never happen because the force that drives them apart is so strong, or it should happen at a much higher temperature, a much higher density than the temperature at which it actually happens. The reason that it does happen is because of quantum mechanical tunneling. So each little hydrogen nuclei, each proton, has some amount of momentum, some energy of its motion, and it is somewhere. It has a position and a momentum. But from a quantum mechanical perspective, those two things can never be precisely known. This is like the uncertainty principle. And every so often, because you don't really know what your particle is doing or where it is, occasionally a particle can pass through a barrier that it shouldn't be able to get through. It can slide through a wall, basically. And you would assume it should go up and around, but it doesn't have enough energy to do that. It just goes boop and is on the other side of the wall. And so that is actually what is happening in the process of fusion. That fusion happens because statistically every so often, some of those protons are in a place where they really shouldn't be, don't have the energy to be, and yet they do. And so they manage to fuse. That is what actually drives the sun and all stars. But it's really amazing that our entire existence depends on quantum tunneling, which is this crazy counterintuitive process that is real and testable, and you can see its effects. It's really hot in Tucson and probably everywhere right now because of the power of fusion, which is driven by quantum tunneling. We're all here because of tunneling.